Hello. It's good morning. Just doing a few leg stretches, drinking some water, listening to the few things, watching a Tell Crime investigation, the Tell Crimes channel. I'm going to work on my scarf in a little bit. I'm going to do some stretches. Just kind of doing some basic light stretches, ankle and wrist rotations. It's good for the tissues, ligaments. Yeah, I would say that's fair to say. I heard that as far as dopamine and serotonin production nowadays. Yeah, it's really great for that. It's in the lower spine. Got the boost in my spine, just like a chicken cherry cola. I don't even try to explain, I just say if I'm tired. Oh, I'm so tired. Ba-da-ba-da-ba.
I just want to see if there's messages on there. I want you to prove that you're not lying. I'm telling you. Okay, so just prove to me. That's it.
Shadows in the outer darkness, where the smoke billows and criminals have lawless. I hear the weeping and gnashing of teeth and they calling, but I'ma stand strong. I'm fighting, I'm not falling. Running through the gauntlet, focused on the target. I might as well go main, I'm lying hearted. I'm a king though, wait until I take the throne. They gon' see the glory show, they gon' see what we foretold. Cast my crown down on the ground, I'm ready to give it all. I will fight to the end, these giants are gonna fall. Look 'em in the eye, I am not afraid to die. Plus I got this confidence, the dominance is on my side. Remember all the tears I cried, remember all the darkest nights. Bring 'em to this moment and redeem 'em in the greatest fight. Hey, I'm ready for whatever you pull the trigger whenever. I'm here, no fear, never. Time to be fearless, time to be brave. Ready for battle, whatever it takes. Staring these demons right in the face. Fearless, fearless. This is our moment, this is our fight. This is straightforward, do or die. Out of these ashes, we're gonna rise. We're gonna rise. Fearless, fearless.
What the name do you have on your phone? So you have some girl you don't say her.
I just heard you say my phone. I'm talking to Laura.
I fought the darkest feelings, defeated the greatest killers. But to me, the biggest opponent looks at me from the mirror. My thoughts run wild, it's harder to see clearer. My mind is so traumatized, I'm looking for the cure. But I'm the type to not quit, I'm the type to go in. I'm the one that they counting on if I fall one. And my heart is beating up, wondering if I got enough. The adrenaline been pouring in and I feel high from the rush. You hear the thunder when the lightning strikes, see it flash like the sun. That's how it is when your time comes. All of a sudden it's done, you gotta live like the fullest of life to the max. Stare death in the face and give everything you have. I'm gonna fight, I'm gonna brawl, I'm gonna run, I'm gonna charge, I'm gonna give all that I got. I'm gonna live, I'm gonna love. This is for the one beside me, this is for the praise God, for the ones who live before me and they get it out. Time to be fearless, time to be brave. Ready for battle, whatever it takes. Staring these demons right in the face. Fearless, fearless. This is our moment, this is our fight. This is straightforward, do or die. Out of these ashes, we're gonna rise. We're gonna rise. Fearless, fearless.
Oh, where, Aurora?
Where's the city?
Oh, like Xanadu or something?
And what?
Xanadu Island or something? I don't know the exact address.
Kind of car you doing?
What kind of car do I
Yeah,
drive?
mom car.
That's a black Jeep.
Jeep Cherokee?
I don't think so, yeah. I'm sure.
Next rest of you, mom?
All is lost. Your friends.
We have license plate readers in that area. And I can put your mom's license plate in every time you use your car. You understand that? Okay. Do you keep your phone with you all the time?
Fight.
If you have a Friday night,
Guys,
so now I offer for your phone. For the top. There it is. Okay. And the tower can kind of tell you where you are. You understand that? Okay. So if you're telling me you're one place and your phone shows you're somewhere else, you have problems. When?
eyes wide shut, but they know. Buried alive by the lies in the soul. They stride of a blind man's stroll. But for whom does the next bell toll? Too many years in the zone. Too many years to have built what I own. And many dumb fools try to take what I've grown. But these roots go deep and you can't blood a stone. So if you wanna push, I'ma shove. If you wanna spar, we can do it no gloves. And if you're gonna run at me, you better do it hard. Cause I fear no fall, no brawl, no scars. I'm 2 pounds shy of a bomb. I'm 1 shade short of alarm. I'm 2 past rap that I'm calm. Got 2 last laps in my palms. I'm 3 degrees west of a hurricane. 4-wheel drive with the ball and chain. My 5'7" is irrelevant. I'm 6'6" if you threaten my development. Now see a wise man learns from your mistakes and lets the blunders of his brother serve to fill his plate. So best be on your way before the tidal wave breaks. Cause you don't wanna come to meet the reaper that awaits. Oh, you don't wanna say no more than a amount you can't afford. And you don't wanna let this turn into lives of mine and yours. And you don't wanna press your luck, better back up and withdraw. Cause trust me when I tell you don't want that tooth and claw. And you don't wanna see inside the mind of a savage kind. And you want that recognition of oh, there goes that guy. But if you do decide that you are gonna play the hand and try, just think before you act because your actions don't rewind. Some man with the tent on his face. And if a man walks into place, let it be known I won't hesitate. This a long time coming like a comet pass. Got 'em all fired up from the rocket blast. And if I fall on my sword, turn my bones to ash. Let it clog up the sand in that hourglass. We in the title fight, blow for blow. And you can directions don't rewind. Wasn't by the snakes in the grass, waxed by the rats out the maze. They should have never broke the lion as he passed, cause now it's two hawks in the cage. This a tale of a cautionary kind. This a story of that opera's design. This a message from the hangman's twine. This one Mother Nature rips apart the fault lines. And this the type of thing that make a grown man cry. When people of the spot crumble underneath the cry. When lessons of the meek lead the lessons of the blind. When heaven shows its teeth and the planets all align. So amazing is the feeling as they grace off. Got 'em losing from the pressure as I chase off. Should've thought it through before we turn the face off. Now this fool sounded like he gonna turn his face off. This a ace ball, cut the game short. You don't wanna have an escalation of the main sword. And you don't wanna feel the flame that burns pride. Now you know the reason why those sleeping dogs lie. Long way down when your head is in the clouds and all around the sirens play. Don't get in my way. Don't tell me I should bow, cause I'm no clown. This is not a game. You don't wanna say no more than a mile you can't afford. And you don't wanna let this turn into lines of mine and yours. And you don't wanna press your luck, better back up and withdraw. Cause trust me when I tell you, don't want that tooth and claw. And you don't wanna see inside the mind of a savage kind. And you know that recognition of oh, there goes that guy. But if you do decide that you were gonna play the hand and try, just think before you act, because your actions don't rewind. At times like this, you can feel it breathing down your neck, waiting for you to answer. But I cannot, for I have one last thing I must do. So for but a moment, I will remain a dead man walking. Grant me my vengeance before I die. I will seize my vengeance before I die. Grant me my vengeance before I die. There's one less duty I must meet before the fire and stone. Before your world is overthrown, hold to your patience. For I will take my vengeance. I will
bed or in the bed? Now, where's the bedroom? Where would that be at?
In the living room.
Okay, is it a bed, a couch, or what? A couch. Did you talk to her? Okay. So,
They say I walk like a king, talk like a king. You can ask around now, say the same thing. They chasing the fame, they all want the name. But they ain't got what's running through these veins. Say I walk like a king, talk like a king. You can ask around now, say the same thing. They chasing the fame, they don't want the name. But they ain't got what's running through these veins. Make way for the king. Checkmate, then repeat this chestnut checkers. What can I say? I got gold jeans. Real kings do king things. Live like one, breathe like one. Killing shit by any means. Everybody can be like one. Nah, is it really me? Gotta take a seat, my legacy like royalty. And I act like it. If no, better act like it. Look at me now, can't hold me down. So give me the crown. They say I walk like a king, talk like a king. You can ask around now, say the same thing. They chasing the fame, they all want the name. But they ain't got what's running through. They say I walk like a king, talk like a king. You can ask around now, say the same thing. They chasing the fame, they don't want the name. But they ain't got what's running through these veins. Make way for the king. For a long stretch, no limousine. If you talk a minute's gotta intervene. I'm the biggest one of those ever seen. I'ma need a crown, I'm not the only one that held it down to the tip top. People flip flop every day now. I talk vibe, I'm a big shot. I'm the one that wants to take the big shot. Big bar, big blank, big bar, big blank, big bar, big move, big car, big man, big play. Get lost, you've been this raw. Look at me now, can't hold me down. So give me the crown. It must be a thing. It must be the cause. The silence, the noise. It must be the heart that sets me apart. It must be the game, gave me the name. It must be the truth, I could be the proof. It could be the chain, it might be the shoes. They're watching my moves, they chase the fame. But they ain't got what's running through these veins. Make way for the king.
Who else would do this to your wife? You live with her, right? So you know her probably better than anybody, right? So who would do something like this? Is there one your sister's father doing? Okay. Did you dispose of the money over there?
Law hangs by a thread.
Have you ever possessed the money?
Hate grows when it's fed. The blue skies overhead. The sun shines on the dead. And blight creeps up through the bed. Some calm winds plague the sin. Paradise turns on its head. When brutality looms in our pens, we're always but steps from that edge. Tottering steps off that ledge. You can stay up the night, pretend, but reality steps with your blood. You blood. The sea of true power holds beyond the throttle. Beyond the throttle. with no thought. Too willing to be bought. We're too willing to ease off. These are the lines that we cross. Open your eyes or you'll lose what you caught. Many a men who will go where we walk. Ended up blending through the killing fields lost. Through the killing fields lost. The seed of true power holds beyond the flow. That it may corrode beyond the flow. Cloud of supreme control beyond the flow. Hands and consumes you whole beyond the flow. Mercy is laid
Get up on weekends.
with cancer in veins.
Okay. Did you guys go anywhere?
Trust that you gave
Okay. So you last spoke to her on Saturday?
returns and betrays.
So what time on Sunday?
This is the bed that they made.
Is it daytime?
This the result when it wanes. It's the effect when it fades. If you lay down your sword to be slain, and I see the desire in your veins, I share the resolve you maintain. I feel the dominion you crave, but I refuse the kingdom you claim. As wars wage and lives are disposed, beware of the frame of mind you impose. Sensing the face, the fantasy shows, and nothing assuage the hunger that grows. Insidious as it unfolds, drunk in a poisonous hold. This is the tree when you take to that throne. The power commands, but it's you it controls. The seed of true power holds beyond the flow. Seed that it may corrode beyond the flow. Cloud of supreme control beyond the flow. Hands it consumes you whole beyond the flow. The seed of true power holds. The seed that it may corrode. The cloud of supreme control. Commands and consumes you whole. That is the rule for those that trepid enthralls the soul. Have mind to forsake what's sown. Have will to cast out.
So what time do you leave your house?
I'm not sure.
What was it? I asked you this before. Was it daytime or nighttime?
Nighttime.
So you left at night?
It wasn't Sunday.
It wasn't Sunday. Was it Saturday night?
I'm pretty sure.
About what time?
I'm not sure.
Where did you go?
Out.
Where's out? Where'd you go? On this bicycle? What about car? So where did you go?
Yeah, come on.
So where did you go?
The fire's inside my veins. You cannot take the flame. I can erase the stakes. You either be good or be great. Coming with infinite passion. I cannot settle for average. I walk in the ring, I'm a savage. I walk in the ring. Rising from the pavement. They told me I'm never gonna make it. Give me the chance, I'll take it. Give me the shot, I'll make it. Can't stop me, I'm feeling dangerous. Legend in the making. Gonna catch fire. Let it burn. Nothing's gonna hold me down. Come on, catch fire. Make it hurt. Nothing's gonna stop me now. Watch me. Come on, just watch me. I'm going 24/7, 52. Spend the whole year with the crew. Better not let us loose. Blast off to the moon. I'm poised and ready. Be careful, my game is deadly. Get ready, this shit is heavy. I go beast mode in my soul. Go colossal or go home. Flick the match like the gasoline. We're letting it go and I'm out of the road. Gonna catch fire. Let it burn. Nothing's gonna hold me down. Come on, catch fire. Make it hurt.
But when we do things wrong, we all make mistakes. We have to own them. And you can't move forward until you own them. Why did this happen? Come on. What would make you do something like this? What would make you so mad when you do something like this?
Resurrect my conscience. Cut him down in the mosh pit. Gotta give my blessings to the darkness. Ain't no way you're ever gonna stop this.
Why would you get yourself into this mess? Did your anger just get the best of you? And why? Because some point you got second thoughts about maybe this isn't the right thing to do. You didn't. So what did it happen?
Cold as the valley where I lay my deep in the forest, the devil's in me. I still face it to the sycamore tree. Don't chariots of fire gonna take me. I'm lost in the woods, wandering alone. Hellfire, hellfire, burn my soul.
It's the far engineer side stuff. Yeah, the awareness stuff. As far as like, if you're listening to someone, if there's music playing in the background, you can focus on the music of the person talking. Sometimes it can be difficult, stuff can get drowned out. It's locked in. If you get stuck in the stream, yeah. Yeah, it's interesting. Phenomenon. Phenomenon.
Stay right there. Right here. To the truck. To the truck. Yeah, go to it. Walk over here. Walk over here. Walk to your truck. Stay in the truck. To the back of your truck. Show me. Keep your hands out your pockets. Put them on. Walk to the back of your truck. Walk to the back of your truck. Out with the silver auto and tag.
So people like first one, and it was all consecutive.
Face back here. Face the truck. Face the truck. Huh? What's the issue? Because you agitate, you turn around, you ain't following nothing. Turn. We'll get to that. Just turn and face the truck. Turn and face the truck. Face the truck.
What is wrong with you guys grabbing on me, man?
Give me you. Face the truck. Turn around and put your hands behind your back.
What's wrong with you?
Put your hands behind your back. Put your hands behind your back.
That's my job to figure out. You're the one that's going to put the best what happens to this. I'll be prepared for that. It's pretty all over.
I not want to give second chances. You only got one life, take advantage. No, I will not sit by, I demand it. You cannot stop my drive, I command it. I just wanna make it right. I always put up a fight. I will never lose my side. I know I need you by my side. I have nothing to hide. I've got it wrong and got it right. I've told the truth, I've told some lies. I've lived some days that nothing's done. I wanna get on I want it and I'll get it down. Cause I will never let me down. No, I will never let me down. Because you're passionate, cause now it's just the activate. I'm sick of being average, I just want a better status. I don't sit back, I attack it, and I'll work until I have it, yes. I want it, then I'll get it, somehow. Want it, then I'll get it, down. Cause I won't ever let me down. No, I won't ever let me go. Die or I'll succeed to famous like means everything. You want it, they go capture it. They get after it. Play because you're passionate, cause now it's just the half of it. I'm sick of being average, I just want a better status. I don't sit back, I attack it, and I'll work until I have it.
These are senior citizens. They are valuable life savings. They are doing it with sophisticated methods. It takes a professional approach to senior reform. Led by the Attorney General, to execute on that mission, safeguard our senior citizens. These individuals pursued a 10-year field office investigation 2 years ago. Started Holtzman. Now, once they utilize subscribing to a project that they falsely promise and falsely deliver promises that our seniors will be able to enjoy their lives and their vacations, only to have that money seized from them and that vacation and their retirements deprived from them. This FBI is laser focused with our interagency partners, not just on the foreign terrorist organizations from companies and smart contractors, but keeping up with the dynamic threat they pose to the friends that they have now. Thanks to this team of ex-military veterans, and thanks to the President of the United States, we are now chasing them down the road. This is truly remarkable that is a formidable
I'm a killer on the front line. Hard line, crime for wartime. In my bloodline, that's my design. On the front line, still spitting hot line. Too many times, too many lies. Who will survive? Who be denied? And there ain't no sympathy for what they did to me. Squeezing in my clip front empty. All infamy, build intensity. Still kill them all to my murderous symphony. Forever a nightmare. Coming in the crosshairs, cold one stairs from the land of lost rares. Born destroyer, collector of souls. I'll bring fire from the sky. Rain down like sun. No boss. I am a warrior. I have no fear. Never will conquer me. I will not die. I will forever be a healer's life free. Held under me, I don't go to the heavens, just call me. I am the chosen one. Keep to the rising sun. I sacrifice it all for my activation. When my work is done, there will be no more. I am the family, ain't nobody can handle me. You are looking at more than a man. Steady comes a calamity on the edge of insanity. Taking every demon I can. Try to pull me by the bullet fully loaded. Animal you can see by the look on my face. If you the enemy, then my energy finna be giving penalties and not be leaving a trace. Better run when we all coming knocking. Ain't no loving, no fucking. Soft out, taking the plan. Never coming home. It's a coffin. Incredible veteran. Nigga, they hell off. From a cannon, not a sword. Take your pilots to the bottom floor. I'm the motherfucking God of War. Who will it take me? Letting you what's left of me. Feels like I'm slipping through the fighting to the death of me. Feels like I'm out of my body. No, I'm out of my head. And I ain't trying to be funny, but I'm knocking them dead. This is torture. This is pain. This is crazy. It's insane. If I tell you anything more than I want to say, this is pouring down the god of
Gotcha. So that car right now does not have a license plate on the front?
Now we've tried to go like 8 times and I go right over and always have all the tickets for the day. Get out, put up appointments here.
Gotcha.
Here's the first crack. The detective barely has to push before Ayla admits the vehicle used in the shooting belongs to her. And you can almost hear him think, got her. But Ayla clearly can't read the room, because her story is locked in place tighter than her own hands are locked to that table. Instead of backing off, she digs in deeper, even going as far as describing the car in detail. But Ayla doesn't pick up on it. Instead of pulling back, she leans in, describing the car down to the details, locking herself into a story that's about to work against her. She thinks she's clarifying things. She's actually nailing herself to the evidence. The detective just watches, letting her commit to a version of events he already knows is false.
Who was driving the yesterday? Who was driving when you came down from Essex Park?
Me. Yeah, me.
You were out to defend yourself? No? Bear spray or anything like that?
I don't need to bear spray in case we have bears. I mean, I grew up here, so like, I'll just make sure.
Absolutely.
But if we have bears, there's any animals.
So you don't have any other things to protect yourself, or you have to bear or anything when you go camping? I mean, if I were to go camping, I'll be honest, I would have a gun or a knife or something, right? And so that's why I was like, if you camp so much.
Yeah, bear spray, and I keep us on the car for just in case, but never had issues.
Never had you to bear?
Yeah.
Okay, I think that's a good thing. Okay, that's a really good thing. Well, and that's what I would get it next, unless it's some sort of huge caliber. What caliber is it?
Oh gosh, he's the one that knows that one, not me.
What would you think it is?
That FN he has is I think, I remember, I'm not positive.
So you describe an FN, a lot of people don't know what an FN means. What is that?
Yeah, he shows like the FN, it's a FN 509 tactical, so it's a can, it has a little scope on it, it's the best I can describe it.
Have you ever shot that?
No.
You get the target shooter?
We do it to the range, but I've only shot that one.
What have you shot?
I've just shot, we have a hunting rifle for deer hunting, so we're like aiming with that. And then you have like a 22 pistol that just take it to the range. And then I would like 1904 fire that's like shoots the tiniest little bits ever. But it's available.
Oh, you know your guns, obviously, because you're spitting out all these.
I know it because of him. I was not ever used my guns, but.
Would your familiarity be? What would your familiarity be with? Let's go with the little last gun you said. The little, what you described it to be a small caliber gun.
Oh, that rimfire?
Yeah.
Oh gosh, you got it. The gun was by gun show. That was here like a couple of weeks ago. So I remember this. But it's like it's like kind of too short. It's not the normal 22s. But it's something from 1904. It just has the same kind of scope on it. It's really cute. It's original. Yeah.
And what about the next one you described?
The Mountain rifle?
I think it was.
Yeah, it's like a little camo. I don't remember what the brand is. But I was shooting 308s. And it's just pretty hunting, so we tried to shoot with it.
Have you guys ever shot deer with it?
Not yet, no. This is the first year that we're like doing together, so.
When did he get that gun?
Ooh, boy, it was pretty before we got together, so I don't know.
And then, so you got the 22, you got the 308, and then what else?
He has an M15 for just like trying to shooting. His little M1 Marine that does not work. It's like original, it's super old. That's all I can think of actually off the top of my head that I know the names for.
So you said an M1?
M15.
An M15, thank you for correcting me, I appreciate that. What is an M15?
M15, I think? I think that's correct. I don't think it's anything.
You know the caliber?
Oh, no, I do. What's that? I 506.
That I think you're right on.
Yeah, I haven't really remembered things, so.
Then the floodgates open. What starts as casual conversation turns into something else entirely. She claims she barely knows guns, but a few well-placed questions later, she's rattling off details like someone who clearly does. It's not just familiarity, she knows them quite well, and she has no idea how badly that's working against her. Detectives no longer have just a driver at the scene. They have someone with access to multiple firearms, including a weapon matching what was used in the shooting. That's the opposite of looking uninvolved.
I want to ask you something. I don't want you to take offense to this, but I don't know you. Do you use drugs or alcohol?
No.
No? Does he?
He smokes weed, so yeah.
That's it?
Yeah.
Well, that's pretty normal now.
Yeah, he used to work with it, so he used to trim for a girl.
Oh, he used to trim the plants?
Yeah.
Okay. So when you were in Colorado, were you under the influence of anything? When's the last time you used any kind of illegal substances?
Oh gosh, I don't know exactly. It's been a while. I don't have a good estimate though.
Months?
Yeah, at least a month.
And what was it that you did use?
Molly, everything.
Anything else? And how did you use it? Do you know?
Just
Snorting it? Did you crush it with a pill maybe, or what?
no, when I get my crystals too, it's safe goes.
Did you use any of that in Colorado? No? What about it?
No, I don't remember.
So when you were in Colorado, then I want to make sure I'm understanding this. You didn't use your VID, so you're completely sober the whole time?
Yeah.
You didn't have a beer?
No.
Okay, well.
I mean, he drinks beer sometimes, but just because it tastes nice.
I drink beer.
Doesn't drink alcohol.
It's fine. And so during this trip in Colorado, was he drinking a lot?
Not much, no. He probably had like 2 beers maybe max. So it doesn't affect him at all.
So he was sober the whole time? You guys were drunk, stoned, or anything like that? Okay, so you remember your trip pretty clearly?
Yeah.
Do you remember going by a safe food? Did you guys go to a safe food and go shopping for food?
Don't tell me what food was in King Supers in Denver.
When you were in Colorado, all your stuff that you described, camping equipment, your dog and stuff like that, that all stayed in the car with you. So those are your prized possessions?
Well, when we left the campsite to go back to Denver, and then to see the Great Sand Dunes, there are 10 and like our chairs and our sleeping bag. We're just back at camp, we just sleeping in that pitch, but we're not even sleep in the car.
So people that you saw, your relatives, based off of what you're telling me, it was just for a short period of time?
Yeah, I mean, we saw Vincent Timbers, we lived like 5.
So you didn't loan your car or anything like that? You used their car?
No, we like rode in that car, but not good.
But you didn't use their car by yourself when you, okay, they didn't use your car? Okay. Has anybody used your car in Colorado?
Not that I know of.
Okay, I mean, you know. Okay. But I think you remember somebody used your car because it has your dog and everything in there?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't want to put words in your mouth, but I would assume based off of your descriptors and being sober, you remember somebody else used your car. Okay. So your car, let's talk about that. It's a nice car. It's unique. Would you describe it as a unique car?
Probably, yeah.
Why?
I don't see it around all the time. And it's a looks like my clothes right now, I see it more, but it's not like anything super, it's not like a Lamborghini, but it's not like a Chevy, so it's that's like anywhere.
I'm glad you said that word. It does stand out.
Yeah.
It's a unique car, especially with the roof, the storage of your apartment up there. It's very neat. It's nice, you know, and it does stand out in the way that it does have that roof rack, and you know, fortunately it's not registered, but the grill shows with the front license plate. It just looks nice and it stands out. I agree. And the reason I think it stands out, and I know it stands out, is because I was looking at it, and I saw all those things that you're describing to me, and I was like, yeah, that car's that's a nice car. And where I saw that car was Loveland. That's where I work. Okay, and that's what I'm trying to get at is your car that you guys were in for a short period of time was in Loveland. And this is where I'm being very honest with you. I'm not lying to you at all. Okay, and I just don't want you to be scared, to be honest with you, because it's not a big deal if you're driving this nice fancy car in Loveland, okay? But you're saying you never were in Loveland. But I know for a fact that car was in Loveland. That's what got me here to Montana to speak with you. Okay, so let me just go back a little bit, maybe just jog your memory a little bit based off of how I I just described it. Think carefully about when you guys were in Loveland for a short period of time in the evening. It would have been on Wednesday.
I don't remember anything.
Okay. Well, in a little bit, I'm gonna show you some pictures, and that way maybe it'll really jog your memory. Okay. But downtown Loveland. Have you been to downtown Loveland ever? I mean, you've been to Loveland, but
I don't think so. I don't know. I don't remember.
well, on Wednesday, your car was there. Okay. And then I mean, you were in the car, and so was he. Okay. And I'm just trying to figure out who was driving. I mean, at night, it's more than likely you're driving because his eyesight's maybe not the best at night. It's not a big deal. I mean,
They usually drive at night. I'm not following.
okay, fair enough. That's fine. Okay. I'm gonna help paint the picture for you. Okay. Your car, you're driving in the passenger seat, goes to Loveland. Okay, and I have video of it. Okay, that's why I say this with such confidence because I have video of it, and that's how we ended up here. Your license plate and all that, right? Your car was in Loveland. Okay, you need to really think about what your answer is right now because this is what I know about you.
She tries to tidy up her story. No drugs, no alcohol, nothing clouding her judgment that night. Just one mention of MDMA weeks earlier. It sounds harmless on its face, but it actually closes off the last possible excuse. Whatever happened, she was lucid for all of it. That's when the detective brings out the proof. They placed her in downtown Loveland, right at the moment of the shooting. And just like that, the careful story she'd been building starts falling apart. This isn't circumstantial anymore.
These people, and I understand you look like you don't know what I'm talking about, but what I'm talking about is an incident that happened when you were driving downtown. Okay, if you didn't know the people that I'm going to explain to you right now, I need to know that. But if you did, I really need to know that. Okay, please just think carefully when I ask you this question. Okay, this is a big question. All right, so remember, I have video. This is what I'm going to use to do. Okay, and I mean this. I really feel being so upfront with you. Is when you're in Loveland. You guys, so either you or him, or both of you, shot at some people that were lying on the street. So transient told us. Okay? I don't know what these people did to you guys. If they did something to provoke that, if they had just tried to hurt you beforehand, if they ripped you off for whatever reason. But there's reasons behind everything, and those reasons is what I need to know from you. Okay? It's not if it happened because I have it on video. It's why is there something that provoked this to happen? Because you, knowing what I know about you, you wouldn't just go out, this just wouldn't go out and happen. There's a reason why this happened. And that's what I'm trying to, understand. Nobody died. I'll tell you that right now. Everybody's fine. But you have to understand why it happened. Does that make sense to you? And so, what did these people do? Did they do something to you that they ripped you guys off? Did something happen that created this situation? Did they do something to your fiancé? What did he say? Why did this happen?
I don't know.
He said, I don't know why I did this. Help me understand. Don't know. Don't know what happened. Just happened. Don't know why. I got a video. We're calling. You got a minute. I need you up and I'm going to say that. We're walking on the car. Okay? That 9 millimeter gun. Where he took a couple of shots at some transient homeless people right in the floor. And somebody. And the reason I say that is because that is unfortunate for you guys that it's happened. Okay? That's video just shows that body shooting something people with something just like the boat. And so it was now only that I wasn't okay. When you were arrested, you're arrested right now. That's what it's in Montana. Did you have a person? Is it what kind of gun was that? What caliber was that? What caliber was that? So, we have a case and we rejected our account. Honestly, what do you think?
And now comes the moment of truth. The detective laid out what they actually had. Come on to the rest. The response? Not. But the details still fill in. They just found 9 millimeters of first, while still insisting she had no idea. That matched
Why did this happen? I don't know. You don't know what? I don't know anything that is.
At precisely 12:45 in the morning on December 1st, 2024, St. Cloud Police Department dispatch received an emergency call from a female caller reporting gunshots fired at 5673 Western Sun Drive in St. Cloud, Florida. When officers pulled up to the address, Timothy was already visible outside. They secured him in the back of a patrol vehicle and made their way to the front door. Following the sound, they reached the patio.
I'm afraid our time isn't up yet.
Next to her was the caller. Doing everything she could to help her mother.
My taste runs.
Natalie Jordan is 58 years old. Her mother's two daughters and work in insurance. She and Timothy have been together for 3 years. They're engaged and plans to marry her. Timothy is apparently incredible in self-defense. He claims to be having treatment, but on that particular night,
Today's serving of crazy comes with heavy ballistic armor and anger management issues.
not choice. Those excuses are already starting to pass. Natalie's daughter is starting to protect us first. And the picture she painted of Timothy's behavior immediately after the
I can bring peace to all. Something goes wrong, always blame him.
How is this associated?
No, that was about 1925. Me and my ex had a house over there.
Summer's here, and right now get 0% financing for 5 years on all 2026 Silverado 1500 models, with no payments for 90
It's been a
days.
little bit of a year, and nice it's just now. But no, it's more than that. Earlier today,
I'm a soldier.
and just this week, I worked at school, having to be golf and everything, and just,
I'm a soldier.
just about that.
I'm a soldier.
Just like, she was just like mad at me for doing over somebody's house with a Florida
I'm a
motorcycle.
soldier.
she just wrote my ass hard about, things that's been going on. She just thought it was bad, I just started myself, well, this woman, why you sitting there on my September 17th, 2023, Western Kentucky. A fight between father and son, a leading prosecutor by name of lawyer, pitched hours of easy
I
Tell me what's going on here. I come over here to get my kid, and he grabbed me by my shirt. Like I'm not grabbing you, he grabbed me by my shirt like this and said, "You're apologizing to your mother for what you talked to her." I said, "I ain't got to apologize to my mother. You've done it my whole life."
Yeah, let's go. I'm unstoppable, do the impossible. I'm irresponsible, shit, I'm phenomenal. I got an arsenal, I'm dropping bombs, you know. No one not stopping, no. Conquer the obstacle. To the top, here I go, think I'm chosen. Keep a rock, think the people smoking. I can hear the tick-tock of the clock, I'm in motion. So now I'm gonna pop, causing all this commotion. Sometimes I think that I'm unstoppable.
You're gonna fly out with your mom.
Ready to go, man. I swear to God that I can drop and go.
So that happens, and then what happens after that?
I got shot and I stopped and go. That's how I know that I'm unstoppable. I don't care what they all say. I'ma do this thing my way. They grinding hard on it all day. We work hard, then we all play. I'm addicted to the grind, man. So I refuse to waste time, man. One day it'll be fine, man. Gotta commit to the grind, man. We're back with the kid and setting records every minute, every track. An addiction to the fact that we're winning, still we lack something. Need a track that is taking me cracks, making millions of racks. That's a mission. I don't waste time, no, I make time. All these people wanna hate, but I'ma make mine. While you sitting there complaining, I'll be training. While you sitting there just waiting, I'm creating. Sometimes I think that I'm unstoppable. Ready to go, man. Drop the glow. That's right. I swear to God that I can drop and go. I got shot and I ain't stopping, go. That's how I know that I'm unstoppable. That's how I know that I'm unstoppable.
This happens. They're all hard, two of them. One grabs the gun, the other grabs the knife, just back and forth, back and forth. I was outside the baby mother was talking, whatever. He walked out, he put out the front. Then I told him to go out the front house and chill out. Let's go to the show, down, that's what he did. He told, whenever he went out, I come in and I walked up, he was behind me, go to his room with the baby, because we all know how he is. When he found out that I wasn't outside, I walked him down here to get to her. Searching for me, like, they found some friends and some babies on me, and then I went ahead in the country, and he just got out of the facilities.
That's my one. I do.
A warm home and hot meals,
the show, but I'm in the current situation, most likely not, or most likely they're going to put this into the show. The mine is just like a find out equation. What would you say? If you were to leave for 6 months and say, I'm not going to see it, I'm starting to care for the show, and that happens, when you say, I'm trying to ascertain now from a legal standpoint, when we leave here, who the show need to be with?
I'm going to be honest about it, and you know, it's just, there's something wrong with it. Yeah, I'm wrong here. I told her the third day. She told me to go kill myself and leave in peace, and she told me to be on go.
I'll tell you what, I figured
I figured I would see that hell. I realized I have to go on playing on since the baby's been in my arm.
you're the most common person you've ever met.
You got in my arm, I'm going to kill him. He's doing that baby. I'm not being honest with you. I know I'm going to kill him.
I know that child, right? Because I'm certain that's real this city, and I want to let you drop me. So I
just like I had this baby. I had this baby 9 years at a time. Yeah, that's why.
Because that's who he sees at Paducah. He has a therapist down there. And I told him that we needed help because he was having a psychotic break. Somebody needed to come and get him. And he said, if your life is in danger, dial 911. So, yes, this morning. So I did. I dialed 911. We were on the phone the whole time. And I was sitting at my desk the whole time. He never come at me until he thought I was sitting there working while all this was going on. And then he smacked my computer, the screen, that one, off of the desk and told me that was all I cared about was work, that I didn't care about him. And I got up and I got it. He didn't break it. Thank God, because it's not mine. It's my work. And then he smacked the other one off. And then that's y'all got it. Yeah. The only time that he had the child was when he busted that door in, when he come in with a pitchfork, and then he got out and got a turkey vehicle, which is the one sitting here on the hill.
That's all the stuff now?
He got in it and looked at me and told me that and he took off, stopped, and got out, and
like trouble tattooed on your skin, cigarette smoke wrapped around your head, like temptation floating everywhere. Drum pounding, mean and loud, baseline crawling, sick and proud. Never screaming, get tough inside, too fierce to ever end.
This is cool.
Trying hard to understand why hearts like I burn too quick. Gotta move with the short fuse quick. Talking about something still making this stuff flow. Every whiskey shot hits hard like gold steel. I heard you laugh, so amplifying noise makes the danger patrol get choice. Record and play too loud. Hold your pulse back from the crowd.
As they moved closer, the men continued shooting, targeting both officers first on scene and firing at nearby homes and cars.
Everyone so knows this pain. When the guitar's not alive, even people get hard to survive.
One officer, Brian Dusty, who had been with the department for 3 years, was shot in the neck. Other officers quickly pulled to safety and rushed to the hospital in a squad car. They then set up a perimeter and worked to contain the scene, but the man kept firing at anyone who came within range.
Chemistry push past the trouble. Like light driven through the soul. The soul climbing burning fire like thunder tearing through the heart, baby. You move like electric dust. Wild enough to break my soul. Hear the drums on the floor and nights. We were built for this night. Every kiss burns hot in me.
After his continued approach, 2 officers saw an opportunity to end the siege.
These electric dust screams. My
Two suspects down in the back out of the hospital blue light. Keep working to light visual. The suspect is down in the back door of the hospital blue light. Let me see your hands, He's still down. I have covered. He's close to me. Let me see your hands. Don't move. Police are under arrest. Keep your hands up. Do not move. Keep your hands up to your side. Keep your hands up.
rolling on a blacktop line. Hot engine roaring like a warning sign. Heavy boots striking concrete sparks. Wildfire.
Keep your hands to your side. Put your hands up to your side. Don't move.
The guitar's pressed without restraint. Raw steel nerves and gasoline veins. Every hand push written loud like lightning. Tearing through the clouds.
When officers moved in, they recovered 53-year-old Jesse Indy Williams' 22 caliber lever action rifle. He was taken to the hospital, but died shortly after arriving. Officer Dusty had been rushed to Regions Hospital where doctors used the air to
Just past midnight rain.
just days later,
White nose dripping through the pain. Chrome headlights flashing through the haze like outlaw ghosts. Smoky wings. Whiskey breath and a broken grin. Trying to outrun the mess I'm in. Your memory rises shotgun still. Like a ghost I can't kill. My fingers slide across steel strings. The amplifier screaming, stinging. Every rhythm cut sharp and deep into wounds it never sleep. Oh, baby. Love struck hard like a hurricane. Running wild inside my veins. Oh, baby. Get a drums when the sky turns black. There ain't no way to take this back. Oh, baby. Living my burns to the fast. Broken from the
for it to justify everything so long that we're supposed to be addressing conversation as being involved.
Susan Collins wrote out to support Donald Trump on the largest Medicaid tax. She even tells Susan Collins to stop fighting with Donald Trump.
Like a storm tearing flesh from bone. Every note burns wild and bright like gasoline under moonlight. Sweat rolling down my shaking hands. Still trying to understand why hearts like ice explode so fast. Like burning tires never built to last. Broken bottles near motel doors. Oh, regrets scattered on dirty floors. Every cigarette burns too quick. Every memory hits like a brick. I hear your voice inside the sound, like thunder crashing on the ground. And every chord I push too far still drags me back to where you are. Oh baby, your love struck hard like a hurricane, running wild inside my veins. Oh baby, hear the drums when the sky turns black. There ain't no way to take this back. Oh baby, every mile burns hot and fast like broken thunder from the past. City shacks beneath the rain. Every lost soul knows this pain. One more drink and one more ride, trying to leave the ghost behind. But every highway curved by trace still carries echoes of your face. Every storm cloud rolling in feels like where this fire begins. Silver chain, wild eyes sharper than a switchblade flame. I hit one chord and the wall shook hard like a lightning striking railroad yard. The drummer slammed with reckless heat, bass line shaking the concrete. Every screaming guitar band sounded too fierce to ever end. Oh baby, your love hits hard like diamonds. rhymes, every note sharp as broken glass, too loud and wild to ever last. Sweat rolling off my shaking hands, still trying hard to understand why hearts like ours ignite so fast, like outlaw engines built to crash. Broken bottles near the sink, giving me too much time to think. Every cigarette burned too quick, every memory hit like a brick. I heard your laughter through the sound, like rebel ghosts underground. In every chord I played too loud, pulled your wildfire from the dark. One more ride, one more flame, one more night to go insane.
Pilots are Richard Ward, Roger Bishop, Richard Meredith, Stu Goldsby, Richard Berlin, Chris Jessen. They are enthusiasts that have put this wonderful 30s, 40s style barnstorming together, and they are performing today.
Yeah, that one is. Did we mention
And
that
it's
one
something
in the
that has a
other?
lot of history, dating back to the 20s and 30s. Is
Oh,
indeed
really? I know that was the one we were gonna
walking.
talk
I
about
know,
too,
the art
and we
of
ended up,
walking,
we
right?
started
Absolutely
talking
brilliant.
about the other articles.
They've been the Aero Supermatic
those are both
Limited
good
since
ones.
1984. Have been operating air shows. A product that started off in 2001 called the Lynx pair in 2001, the first official Royal Navy flying display team since the Sharks, which disbanded in mid-1990s. The air crew and engineers are all volunteers from 825 Naval Air Squadron and the Lynx Wildcat Maritime Force based at Royal Naval Air Station Yeovilton in my home county, where I was born in Somerset. The name Black Cat's derived from the fierce cat depicted on the now disbanded 702 Naval Air Squadron emblem, and the actual term itself comes from black catting, which is a naval slang for one-upmanship, doing or owning something better than someone else. So it will be a solo one, so they can perform as a pair. So we'll be doing a duo or a duet. Alongside is the Westland Wasp HAS-1, registration XT420. And it is a classic, it is a vintage 1964 anti-submarine helicopter. And it does frequently perform with the as a duet with the Black Cats. But that specific airframe served aboard HMS Heckler during the 1982 British Islands of the Falklands War. Took part in a casualty evacuation role. I'm pretty sure it took out a submarine off the top of my head. I was just trying to find it for you.
I struck one chord and the air blew hot like a gunshot fired in a parking lot. Drums hit hard like a ride parade, shaking every crack in the barricade. Leather boots stomping through the smoke. Every promise already broke, and every riff slashed sharp and fast, like broken dreams built not to last. Oh baby, your love rolls like a diesel flame, running reckless through my veins. Oh baby, hear the guitar scream tonight, everything burns, bring me your light. Oh baby, every kiss hits roughing me like outlaw.
Yeah, so just a quick one about that airframe. On the 25th of April 1982, a submarine Santa Fe, an Argentine submarine, spotted by a Wessex Haas Mark III helicopter from HMS Antrim. Now, the Wessex then attacked it with depth charges, and HMS Plymouth launched a Westland Wasp Haas 1 Mark I helicopter, and HMS Brilliant launched a Westland Lynx Mark II, and the Lynx attacked the submarine with the Mark 46 torpedo and also strafed it with its pintle-mounted GPNG. The Wessex also fired on the Santa Fe with a GPNG, and the Wasp from HMS Plymouth, as well as the other two Wasps launched from HMS Endurance, fired AS-12 anti-ship missiles at the submarine, scoring hits, and the Santa Fe was damaged badly enough to prevent from submerging. The crew abandoned the submarine at the jetty and the King Edward Point on South Georgia. So a little bit of history with that. So after that, it will be our Spitfire. Which we'd seen yesterday. And LZ 842 with its desert style camo, and it's the only Rolls-Royce Merlin 63 two-stage supercharged engine of its kind in the world. So that's quite an exciting one to see. So it is a classic Mark 9 Spitfire, and that's LZ842. It's got the Mediterranean markings with a distinctive blue underside as well. And she's the only Spitfire flying in the world with the original Rolls-Royce Merlin 63. A very unique feature is that the fitment of the water tank for the pilot, something only fitted to Spitfires operating in hotter climates as well. So a bit like the Tiger Force Lancasters, such as the Just Jane PA474, they were initially prepared for warmer climates, so to be part of the Tiger Force in Japan. So their radiators are different to suit the climates out there. So this one, again, planned to serve in the hotter climates, is the fact that it has a water tank for the pilot as well, a fitment of that. So that's kind of cool. But LZ, a very unique history as well. Built at Castle Bromwich in 43, delivered to a maintenance unit first of all, in number 39 on the 17th of April 1943. For radio and armament fitting, which was done at Colon. She was shipped to Casablanca on the 11th of May 1943 with the Middle East Air Force. She served in Malta and Sicily with 93 and 232 Squadron before joining 327, Free French Squadron. She carries the markings of 232, hence the Echo Foxtrot markings, the Royal Air Force from 1939. During the war and the start of it, decided to transition from actually writing the squadron numbers on the side. So basically 115 had 115 squadron written on it, but they found that could be a bit of a security risk, so they changed it to a two-digit system. Didn't always have letters, sometimes it had a mix of numbers and letters. By the end of the war, she did see combat. By the end of the war, she was selected as one of 136 Spitfires to be transferred to South Africa. She was nearly scrapped, and she was sold to the South African Metal and Machinery Company for scrapping in 52. But she did survive thanks to the South African Air Force Museum in 1978. She was put into storage, and the remains were shipped to the UK for a buyer, and she went on a post-restoration flight in 2022 for flying condition. Her serial number is a CGZU, and she carries Echo Foxtrot xcxs. Thanks to the many volunteers that could make this happen. The legendary Sally B, a B-17G. One of the last few on the production line, constructed at the Lockheed Vega plant at Burbank, California. She entered United States Army Air Force service. Serial original was 4485784, and that was registered June 19, 1945. But it was, she didn't see any hostilities. It was too late for war service. But she went to Nashville for modifications, converted to an airframe, preparing her for training purposes, redesignated as a TB-17G. Spent some time at Ohio, at Wright Field. She was in a bit of care with the 2750th Air Base Group. She was used for research vehicle in 1949, allocated as a Echo Bravo 17G. She was used in various research roles as well during her time. She also had an additional man-carrying pod on the starboard wingtip. She was also fitted at the time with an infrared tracking device in place of a perspex nose, and she had many trials and returned in 1954 in a standard configuration, less armaments at Hill Air Force Base in Utah. In France, the Institut Géographique National had purchased several B-17s after the war for survey and mapping work, and added others as necessary. 784 arrived in November 1954. She was given the French registration as FBGSR. So she spent some time in France. And as we got into the 70s, it was apparent that the cost of operating a Flying Fortress was getting a little bit prohibitive, shall we say, and spares, if you think about it, they're also becoming a bit rarer and rarer. Every year that goes by, spare parts are becoming a bit of an issue. But finally, a man named Ted White and a pilot managed to obtain the then FBGSR, Sally B as she was then registered to Britain, the Biggin Hill to the Imperial War Museum in Duxford, and she was registered as N17TE in March 1975 to begin a new life, and she was named Sally B. And a lot of people ask me a few things: why the checkered engine cowling, the yellow and black, and also why Sally B? Well, Ted White's longtime companion Ellie Sallingbow, well, he decided to name the aircraft after her as Sally B. And she made her debut in Biggin Hill in 1975. It was the Biggin Hill Airfare, flying as a United States Army Air Force World War II memorial flight as well. So she's long continued many air shows, and this is all thanks to you. It's all thanks to her members and the time, sweat, blood, call it what you will. I've seen the volunteers at Duxford, the amount of work they put in to get Sally B flying every time. It's not what you see with the 10-minute display that we see here. It's what goes on after. A lot of work goes into after, once we see the display finish, and that is true for pretty much every display. But we must not forget the volunteers that put in so much time. All the funds that go into from membership, donations, trusts, they keep Sally B flying. And trust me, they're not cheap, these parts, and they're becoming rarer and rarer. while things were going well in the start of the 80s, they were all going well with the Great Warbirds Air display at West Malling, when sadly tragedy struck. In 1982, Ted was killed when his T6 Harvard G. Ellie crashed during an air rally in Malta. Ellie and the team in mourning and trying to get themselves back together and hold it together again, and to continue flying Sally B in tribute to Ted, as Ted would wish. And in his memory, Sally B's starboard inner engine, so engine 3, will always carry the same black and yellow checkered markings on his Harvard. So on Ted's T6 Harvard, it was on the cowling, it was yellow and black checkered. So in his honour, they put dedicated engine 3 to him. And then, something I've never seen before is a Polish MiG-17, and I believe it's the only MiG-17 fresco in Europe.
We'll let you know that you're allowed up here.
Look at all this equipment around. Take care of that.
So yes, our second to last display will be the MiG-17, a Polish, I believe it's the only one flying, which is amazing. As one of our Ted fans said, it was only a thin bit of carrot, but it was a good carrot. Oh dear. But we're looking forward to that. It is a transonic afterburning fighter, and it was a Polish-built single-seat MiG. I think did it not start as a MiG-15 or something? I don't know that much about it. I'm going to have to do some research in 5 seconds. What do you reckon? Oh no, it is a 17. Sorry, it's a MiG. Yes, I'm good. Sorry, I know what it is. Does it not fly with the MiG-15? Is that what it is? I think, don't they fly together or something like that? But anyway, we're looking forward to seeing that. A MiG-17. The Magoyan Gurevich MiG-17 took its first flight 14th of Jan 1950. And if I remember correctly, you know, when I read a little bit, pretty sure it was developed from a MiG-15. I'm always learning, it's all good. But it's powered by a Klimov VK1F afterburning centrifugal flow turbojet engine. Centrifugal, for me, just reminds me of the Pratt & Whitney PT6 engine. And what it does, it spreads out the compressed air 180 degrees. But anyway, it's a 6,000 pounds of fresh dry and produces 7,600 pounds with afterburner. Max speed at 680 miles per hour. The tank plus 8 G limits with a service ceiling of 54,500 feet. Oh yeah. So not long now for our first item, which of course is the Grob shooter. And we will finally finish up with RAF Coningsby's frontline attire. Frontline aircraft, the Typhoon FGR4 ladies, gents and teddy bears. Now I can tell you all about the Typhoon. No problem at all, eh? So let's get straight to the point. So the Typhoon, first of all, is our frontline combat-ready aircraft. It is our aircraft that we scramble in QRA. Right now there are Typhoons ready to scramble with a phone call, a push of a button from RAF Flossie Mouth, QRA station number 1 north and QRA station number 2 south. So up north we've got RAF Flossie Mouth. In the south we've got RAF Coningsby. So the Typhoon is very light. It only weighs 24,000 pounds empty. However, the power of the two EJ200 engines, and not only is it about power, it's about thrust, which is 20,200 pounds of thrust in each butt. Put them together and it has a thrust to weight ratio of 1.2 to 1. What does all this mean? Well. It means you can pull off manoeuvres that are not going to be for the faint-hearted. From going extremely slow in a high alpha, okay, so the high alpha manoeuvre when it goes about 120 knots, but then it just whacks on full power and it can go. What this also means, from brakes release, 8 seconds from brakes release, pull up, so reach about 185 miles per hour, okay, and then climb vertically. This is the thing. People tell me, well, a lot of aircraft could rotate in 8 seconds. Yes, but they can't accelerate vertically, and that's the difference, okay? And then 22 seconds later, it is capable of going supersonic. It is a fantastic fighter. It's got so much in there. I mean, we can start from nose to the power, okay? It can do all sorts. It is fly-by-wire as well, so the Leonardo's flight control system, it's got 4 channels, which is a quadruplex system, and those 4 channels actually manage 70 computers, and it splits into those lanes. So we'll talk about that while we're here. So let's say 17 to 18 computers per lane. People ask me, what happens if the FCC, the flight control computer, goes down? Well, you can have pretty bad luck to have 70 computers go down. In fact, I've seen a data sheet with 25% of the computers knocked out, and it can still get you home. It goes into safe mode, just like your car. Can it start again? No? Hell no. You're going to need to go and get your ground crew to sort that out. So all the combat stuff, it's actually got quite a bit. In the nose, we started off with the Capta M back in the days, the ECR Marconi from back in the days. Now we're talking a Capta E, an active electronically scanned array. Nikos, what on earth does all this mean? Well, the thing is, you see in movies, they're like real close combat dogfighting. Yeah, well, that's movies. This is real world, and what this can do in here, from the basics one, what this does is, that's going to lock onto your targets from 160 kilometers away. That's right, the Typhoon could lock onto targets 160 kilometers away. We're talking about fighter jets here. So there go the movies. But if it's a larger aircraft like a bomber, it can lock onto targets 300 kilometers away. Prioritize on about 6. It can do multi-target acquisition. It can take on 20 to 30 targets, 110 degree space. It's going to do all that, okay? Under here, if you're fortunate enough to see a Typhoon, you can have 4 little triangles under here. They're the little data pitos, and they control the 4 lanes, you know, the computers that I said, okay, so to send all the data. Not all Typhoons have them. A little bit difficult on Blackjack that I've got here, the legendary aircraft. Here you've got your IRST, that's infrared search and track. It's not FLIR, but it does FLIR, but also infrared search and track. In fact, Thales integrate this system, the Pirate IRST. What it can do, it can actually get you to land. But what it is, it's an infrared sensor which can track multiple targets as well, but in the cover of darkness, okay, and it has 4 filters as well, so it does that heat detection, that heat gradient filter, so not filters on Instagram or anything like that, you know, to do yourself. We're talking about 4 different filters here, so it does forward-looking infrared, but it can also search and track, lock onto ground targets, do all sorts of things with that as well. Not all the Typhoons have one. The only two air forces that don't have it, it's an optional extra, just so you know, you've got a bit of cash and you're going to go to your Eurofighter Typhoon, wholesaler. Just say, I want an IRST, you can actually land in complete darkness with the IRST as well. Okay, so German Air Force, that's Austrian Air Force, do not have it. However, you may see a German Air Force marked with the cross with IRST, which is this, okay. That was the DA-1, okay, the DA-1 was the prototype, okay. First flew in 1994. The name Typhoon came in 1998 at Farnborough Air Show. In September, they kept the theme Typhoon. So let's have a little bit more look. Now these little wings here, these little winglets here, or that's not the right word to use, but they're actually called foreplanes. They move simultaneously. The Typhoon doesn't have elevators, okay? So to control your angle of attack, these move up, the nose moves up. Foreplanes move down, this bunts the aircraft. That's called bunting. You don't want to do too much of that. That's going to push your blood up and cause negative G. But it can also be used as a speed brake, you know, to bleed the speed as well during flight as well. All right, so you'll see these. They actually work quite hard. The inlets under here. The Typhoon has an S-duct system. Now it is covered with RAM, but you've also got a little splitter here. Okay, this is the boundary layer diverter. Okay, the Typhoon can go Mach 2.0, right? You don't want supersonic speed going in there. So to control the amount of airflow, you've got cowlings that open and close here. Okay, then you've got this scoop here. The F-16 has it, and a lot of fighter jets have different versions of it. The F-35 has a very clever DSI system, the supersonic inlet system. It's amazing. But let's talk Typhoon. When you're going through the air, you're going to get what's called a boundary layer, this draggy air. Now, if you imagine the air is going to go and meet this huge fan, the start of the EJ200 engine, draggy air gets stuck here. I've showed you a demo before by pouring water on a flask. Imagine this was actually, if I poured water on a Typhoon, you'd probably just think it will run off the edges. It doesn't. It works its way here and drops here. That's like boundary layer. Air is fluid, so it does the same thing. So what does this all mean? If it wasn't for this splitter, that draggy air would meet the top part of the fan, all right? And then you're going to get your nice high pressure air hitting the bottom part. If you're going to get two different air pressures hitting a spinny thingy, a fan, you're going to end up with cyclic bending. Yeah, I don't even know if that's the right word. Cyclical bending. There you go. And it'll damage your engine. And goodbye engine. Very expensive. See ya. Okay, so that's that there. Now the Typhoon is made in 4 different countries. Okay, there's various parts. Left wing Italy, right wing Spain. Okay, this centre part of the fuselage made in Germany. This whole section here made in Great Britain. The rear, you've got Britain and Italy at the rear as well. I believe the tail is made in across Britain. The leading edge slats are made in Spain. Spain, I believe. I did have my diagram, it just shows how much I've learned. Yeah, so if you've got any questions about the Typhoon, tune into our Coningsby. This little scoop here, this little hole here, this is a RAM heat exchanger. Now, when we see the Typhoon display, it's going to heat up quite a lot through using the reheats, okay? What does all this mean? When it's cooling down, so use that. This is what's going to cool down your engine, alright, from using lots of reheat. You've got your air brake here, alright. This pod here, that's your FOTD, that's the fibre optic tow decoy. There's a lanyard with a fibre optic cable with this bright cloud by Leonardo. What this does, it fools enemy radar. It pretends it's a Typhoon, but it can also do electronic countermeasures, as well as here as well. This is an ECM pod. Oh yeah, we'll talk about that in a moment. This fibre optic tow decoy, when going through some very, very hostile, non-posh areas, it'll pretend it's a Typhoon. It's like, hello, I'm over here. But that could mean the destruction of that pod, but it could also shrink enemy radar, it can do all sorts of clever stuff. But the main thing is, if you're going to get locked onto, it tries to break the lock. If enemy radar tries to get onto the Typhoon, this little gadget tries to break the lock. So you've got lots of electronic things going on here, and this ECM pod here. Underneath, normally you don't get this Gorilla tape, but the Typhoon has 13 hard points. A centre one dedicated to a drop tank should you require extra fuel, because the Typhoon does carry 11,000 pounds of internal fuel. I think it's got about 8 internal tanks, so you can have a fuel tank here, which the Typhoon display loves to do it, and I'm a fan of that. A second and third drop tank, so you can have 3 drop tanks. That's leaving you with 10 hard points. You can have 2 on the inside and 3 on the wing, and another 2 on the inside, 3 on the wing. Alright, so that's just a little. You've also got Moore's system. You've got the Praetorian defensive aid subsystem. You've got Moore's here. I don't have it on this model. It's a little pod that sticks out, a little nib. That's a missile approach warning system. The Typhoon's got lots of little systems to protect the Typhoon, so it has a defensive system as well. Yeah, so that's our Typhoon. I'm looking forward to seeing that. So not long to go now for our first item. Yeah, I can't. The wind stopped now, so I haven't got it anymore. It's down. Just don't forget to hit the like button. Ready for our first display. That needs a photo with the typhoon actually. That's cool, Dad. He's flown it just before, you see, the short one. That's actually a good photo. I want a photo of that. I posted it on the ladies' top of the hotel. Yeah, it's cool. But I'm going to put him away. I'm worried about the seagulls. I think he's food. That's probably a lot of I think people right now. Yeah, we will do. Thank you very much. How we doing, ladies, gents, teddy bears? Not long now for our first item. Won't be long. Enjoy the views of here. Not as bad the heat haze today. Thanks to all our viewers, and just before we start the show, we don't go on too much about the like button, but it does help. It really does get the stream out there, recommended to all of you and other viewers alike that like that. So do give us a thumbs up. You're cleared to display on the on the like button. Do give us a thumbs up. It does, like I said, it does stuff to the YouTube algorithm. It really does help. So, and of course, do join us. Do subscribe to your one and only Ted Coningsby channel. It is free to subscribe and like, and feel free to hit the notification bell button if you don't want to miss out on the latest and greatest live streams and videos. And I'm getting there. I've decided 6 p.m. So that's 1800 local in military time. Sunday, the 16th, after all the displays. Come and see us outside the View Hotel.
Georgia are being given an ultimatum to sell their homes, or the state will get this, take it to make way for AI data centers.
Yes, of course. What's the problem?
I'm a single mom. I work hard for everything.
How do you put a price on so what? Never intended to sell. One filled with more than 2 decades of memories.
I think I was 5 or 6 when this was built.
The yard where you buried your pets. Hold on, right now. I don't want anyone listening to this show anymore if you can't see. If you can't see why this woman and her children should be kicked out of their home to build a data center, I don't want you to listen to the show. Truly, I don't want you to listen to the program. If you can't see the need to kick this family out of that home so that they can build a data center for Kevin O'Leary, I don't want you to listen to the show. If billionaires cannot kick families out of their generational homes to build data centers, I don't want to live in this country. Sorry. And I don't want you listening to the show. If there's even a small part of you, if there's even a tiny smidgen of you that says to yourself, hey, that does seem a little fucked up. Fuck you, man. I want my billionaires to be happy. And they like that.
Yeah.
Yes, of course. What's the problem?
I'm a single mom. I work hard for everything.
How do you put a price on so what? Never intended to
Alexa,
sell.
volume 1.
2 decades of memories.
I think I was 5 or 6 when this was built.
The yard where you buried your pets. Hold on, right now. I don't want anyone listening to this show anymore if you can't see. If you can't see why this woman and her children should be kicked out of their home to build a data center, I don't want you to listen to the show. Truly, I don't want you to listen to the program. If you can't see the need to kick this family out of that home so that they can build a data center for Kevin O'Leary, I don't want you to listen to the show. If billionaires cannot kick families out of their generational homes to build data centers, I don't want to live in this country. Sorry. And I don't want you listening to the show. If there's even a small part of you, if there's even a tiny smidgen of you that says to yourself,
Tim Dillon.
hey,
He was on that Joe
that does seem a little
Rogan
fucked up.
show back years ago.
Fuck you, man.
He's a comedian.
I want my billionaires to be happy. And they like data centers. Here's the thing about billionaires.
Like
they love data centers. They like having sex with children, and they like data centers. I don't know
what the comedians that was invited to
it's like
Egypt. They invited him to Egypt. Remember, it was on the news, and they were like, so they all went, but Tim Dillon, they said he can't come now because he said something about slaves or something. He made a comment about slaves. It's like, you were uninvited to the trip to Egypt, and so all the rest of them went, and he stayed, and now he's talking about what?
Out of their home to build a data center. Now, I don't want anyone listening to this show anymore if you can't see. If you can't see why this woman and her children should be kicked out of their home to build a data center, I don't want you to listen to the show. Truly, I don't want you to listen to the program. If you can't see the need to kick this family out of that home so that they can build a data center for Kevin O'Leary, I don't want you to listen to the show.
Citizens.
If billionaires cannot kick families out of their generational homes to build data centers, I don't want to live in this country. Sorry. And I don't want you listening to the show. If there's even a small part of you, if there's even a tiny smidgen of you that says to yourself, hey, that does seem a little fucked up. Fuck you, man. I want my billionaires to be happy. And they like data centers. Here's the thing about billionaires. They love data centers. They like having sex with children, and they like data centers. I don't know what they like more.
Sex with children.
It's like, children, gotta fuck them, but also data centers, I love it.
I mean, yeah,
it's hard. What do they like more? Children on an island who they kill, or data centers? Hard to know. But we want them to be happy because otherwise, blah blah China, blah blah China, we'll lose to China, blah blah China, blah blah China, blah China. So that's just the truth. If you
Scouters, touters,
have
tasers,
any objection to
investigators.
this mother and her
Are
children
you
being
just
thrown on the
coming
street for a
and
data center, I say to you, China, China, blah, blah, China, China, blah, China, losing, China, China, blah, China.
Inflammatory values.
In the ICU, I've seen patients being bankrupted by the cost of care. Susan
when it
Collins
comes to
voted to
anything
support
that's being
Donald Trump on
created,
the largest
like you
Medicaid
think of
cut in
the
history.
centers
We need to
for
tell Susan Collins to
where they
stop.
were developing the gloves. Where did they make the gloves? They just got that big deal for. They had to make them somewhere. Early development stages, testing it out. There's probably a lot of spin-off products. What came first? Right, so you think of a lot of investors and families and people involved with these businesses, and then they try to get people going with the ghost and alien stuff, and they think they're so funny and cool, and people actually fall for it and are making reports. Right, coast to coasters. Right, so when you start to understand, yeah, there's a lot of people throughout all that shit. And then we got some sick fucks from the street level. That's a little more obvious and easier, usually, to make arrests. Usually don't save the kids, though. There's usually a murder and a rape and a horrific event, and then an arrest is made. Right, so I mean, what are you supposed to do there? Right, you can't prevent it all, but thank goodness we have systems that do address it when they're able to. Right, so when you have the higher level cases, when they're not pulling over, and it's really bad when you understand what's going on with some of these cases and the connections. Higher level, they're not so stupid. Try not to make mistakes, get other people to do their bidding. From the little antagonizing, shifting your kids around. Yeah, what do you think we've been talking about for how many years in the connection with a lot of the state workers and the psychos and the main parent federation, labeling us dangerous non-vaxxers, Nazis. It's 2008 and 9. And you had a lot of doctors and private investigators disappear then. There's a lot of good people aware of what's going on here, so hopefully the proper authorities can address it in some shape or manner. Well, I know one thing, our children need to be taken out of the custody of those people, and what happened needs to be addressed. Why did they vaccinate them behind our backs? Why did they vaccinate them? Why? No, when you understand what's going on here in the years we'd already dealt with their bullshit, and how those injuries could have been prevented if they had listened to their mother, which is me, and the experts that we've been working with for years. It's fucked up what's happening here. Governor Mills deserves the death penalty. Do they still do the firing squad?
To help serve data centers.
Cool.
It says the remaining 20 to 30% of
Yeah, it's a horrible thing, right? When you know the abuse going on with these children and how sick and disgusting and disturbed they act and what they've been aiding and abetting with this transgender bullshit and all these other Catholic organizations connected to the stuff we've been talking about. You get that? Pakistan, Israel. Sectors like churches, just like churches and sectors are connected within those countries, just like they are here.
Our animals.
Right, there's other parts in the world, you know, when they catch on and they kind of, what's that, Kim Jong-un? I don't know why someone's mentioning him, but yeah, that actually makes sense. It makes a lot of sense to me because I'm aware.
I'm trying to understand.
No ma harala.
It's very difficult. Should we not have the data center?
Just, wow, this has been running for 2 hours and 23 minutes. Alexa, play music from 1927. Oh no, Alexa, play music from 1919. I think she actually heard me correctly. Alexa, volume 6. Alexa, what's the name of this?
This is and he'd say ooh la la wee wee, World War I, recorded 1919 by Billy Murray.
Satan wah wah wee wee. Alexa, Alexa, what's the wee wee? I know we've heard this one a few times. Alexa, what's the name of this?
This is and he'd say ooh la la wee wee. World War I. Recorded 1919 by Billy Murray.
Billy Murray. Billy! Bella! Mama, wee wee. Wee wee. 1919, Billy Murray.
Well, what about China? What if China wins this AI race? I don't get it. Like, I'm trying to wrap my head around what her point is. I'm supposed to care that she has a greenhouse? We're fighting China. So, I guess the point is that I know it's sad that you have to leave, but like, people want data centers. People really like AI, you know, especially if they have money. People without money don't like AI, but the people with money think it's going to be great. You ever listen to a criminal talk about AI? It's their favorite thing. Criminals love AI. They love it. They love it. Why don't we send this family to Miami so they can sit down with a couple of Adderall snorting criminals and talk about AI? I'm sure they'll feel better. Don't they understand that they should be using AI to build their personal brand?
When a female legislator disagreed with Troy Jackson, he threw a water bottle at her in anger. Jackson was known for bullying, and his brash conduct with women raised alarm bells about his temperament. Troy Jackson, another phony we can't trust.
Be back in a bit. Try not to burn the house down. Guess it's a good thing we got AAA.
AAA, we're always with you.
Here's what I would ask AI if I was them. Hey, ChatGPT, can you turn my personal brand into from homeless bum into thriving entrepreneur? How do I do that? Let's keep watching this. This is obviously very sad. But I gotta be honest, you know, the more I think about it, I am starting to see what the billionaires are saying, because here's the billionaire's point. Okay, let's give them a fair hearing. The billionaire's point is this family, or else. You're saying, hey, you live here today, not tomorrow. So let's this is our biggest historic thing. Have sought to acquire her property through eminent domain, a legal process that allows private property to be taken with compensation for projects determined to serve a public purpose.
All power generation starts somewhere.
Holly Lovett is Trade Power spokesperson. Good.
Eminent domain is always, a last resort.
Word up.
And it's something we never want to do. To us, it's theft. It's literally $1 billion company stealing land from smaller people. people who can't fight back. We don't have the money to fight Georgia Power.
So that's why a few months ago, Leslie took her story to TikTok.
My childhood home is being taken by Georgia Power.
She began sharing stories of others in similar situations.
What is it taking from her? Look behind me.
By the way, here's what that should happen.
Having insurance isn't the same as
If they want to make a point,
It's like needing a lawyer.
if they want to make a
Some
point,
guy who just
okay?
watched his courtroom drama.
And I'm not, and I don't, you know me, I don't say anything great on the show. I can say everything I say. If they want to make a point about this, they have to like blow themselves up or something. They have to strap bombs to themselves and blow themselves up. Go like, hey, you want our home? Well, guess what? We're gonna do y'all a favor and we're gonna fucking level it for you. Hey, Georgia Power. See, then it might get some attention, but it wouldn't work. It wouldn't work because the AI people would go, oh, cool. And then, but here's the thing. If you want to have a moral victory, you do have to be willing to become a suicide bomber. Folks, I'm telling you, I'm not, this whole thing is satirical. Look at this, the lobster. But I'm saying this, she has to be willing to walk into Georgia Power with a suicide vest on and blow it up. And if she's not, where there's nothing to do. You have to be willing to engage and become a suicide bomber. Because she's right. She goes, we don't have the money to fight Georgia Power. You're absolutely right. But you have your jacket. And you could put a bomb in it. And you could walk into a building and blow it up. And that's going to, and I'm not calling for it. I don't want it to happen. It is a satirical program. But I will tell you this. That's kind of the move, I think, for a lot of these people, unfortunately, that are encountering all this stuff, that they will have to start getting suicide. Because we always judged the suicide bombers when we grew up. We're like, those people are crazy. But now you're like, oh, maybe a lot of them just felt like they didn't have a choice. Truly. Now, I'm no fan of suicide bombing. I would never, ever call for it or want to do it myself. But I am saying that if this family wants to fight back, it is maybe their only option, is to start. Because think about American suicide bombers for a minute. Let's just let our mind go there. It is interesting, is it not? It is kind of interesting to think about, like an American suicide bomber, like a Mall Godiva, that chocolate store, just blowing it up, and then it's just fudge, just chocolate everywhere. Kind of like a Willy Wonka. Just walk into a Mall Godiva and just go. Alright, let's finish this here.
Taking this entire backyard.
What do you say to someone who will push back on any sort of offer that's out there and say, well, the price tag can't replace memories?
Oh gosh, it almost makes me emotional because I have those memories in like my house, and I get how deeply personal people's homes are. I would just say that we see you and we hear you, and we want this process to be respectful and transparent, and that is going to ultimately benefit you.
Brown doesn't buy that. While she knows it's too late to save her home, she says she doesn't want to see this happen to anyone else.
My mom wants an apology. She wants an apology from Georgia Power. That's it.
And it's because of how she feels as if she's been treated?
Yeah. I mean, for an entire year, they have bullied her. And there is no sorry. So that's what we want. We want an apology from Georgia Power.
Honey, put on the vest. Baby Kicks. You're not getting an apology. Put on the vest. Walk in to Georgia Power with that woman who just did that interview. And that woman who just did that interview, and say, I've been thinking about it.
And I want to come in, I wanted an apology from you, but I actually want to give you an apology. I understand that you're in a tough position, and I understand that you're just doing your job, and I want to tell you from the bottom of my heart, I'm just doing mine. And then the woman's going to look at her and say, thank you for understanding. You know? And then you just look at her and you go, Inshallah.
Natural gas does more than heat your home. From backyard grills to inviting fire pits, it fuels the moments that bring us together. Visit naturalgasmaine.com to learn more.
Oh, Tezspire. This could be the day you say yes. Yes.
Oh, yes.
Learn more at Tezspire.com. Ask your doctor about Tezspire today. Tezspire.
I'm down. Alexa, play some classical reading music.
The station, Classical Focus, free on Amazon Music.
We're on page 71, right? We're reading from book number 16, Early Days in America, Columbia University Course in Literature. I believe we're on page 71. We'll just start on the last paragraph on page 70 to be sure. Alexa, volume 4. On September 13th, 1785, and after a sojourn of nearly 9 years in the French capital, first in the capacity of commissioner and subsequently of minister plenipotentiary, Franklin once more landed in Philadelphia on the same wharf of which 62 years before he had stepped a friendless and practically penniless runaway apprentice of 17. Though now in his 79th year, and a prey to infirmities, not the necessary incidents of old age, he had scarcely unpacked his trunks after his return when he was chosen a member of the Municipal Council of Philadelphia and its chairman. It is really nice. The sunlight is beautiful this morning. It's not too sharp on the eyes. Shortly after, he was elected president of Pennsylvania, his own vote only lacking to make the vote unanimous. I have not firmness, he wrote to a friend, to resist the unanimous desire of my country folks, and I find myself harnessed again into their service another year. They engross the prime of my life, they have eaten my flesh, and seem resolved now to pick my bones. He was unanimously re-elected to this dignity for the 2 succeeding years,
and while holding that office was chosen a member of the convention, which met in May 1787, to frame the Constitution under which the people of the United States are still living. With the adoption of that instrument, to which he probably contributed as much as any other individual, he retired from official life, though not from the service of the public, to which for the remaining years of his stay on earth, his genius and his talents were faithfully consecrated. Among the fruits of that unfamiliar leisure, always to be remembered among the noblest achievements of his illustrious career, was the part he had in organizing the first anti-slavery society in the world, and as the president in organizing the first and as its president, writing and signing the first remonstrance against slavery ever addressed to the Congress of the United States. Remonstrance. In surveying the life of Dr. Franklin as a whole, the thing that most impressed one of his constant study, Alexa, Volume 5. In surveying the life of Dr. Franklin as a whole, the thing that most impresses one is his constant study and singleness of purpose to promote the welfare of human society. It was his daily theme as a journalist and his yearly theme as an almanac maker. It is that which first occurs to us when we recall his career as a member of the Colonial Assembly and as an agent of the provinces in England, as a diplomatist in France, and as a member of the conventions, Alexa, Volume 4, and as a member of the conventions which crowned the consistent labors of his long life. Nor are there any now so bold as to affirm that there was any other person who could have been depended upon to accomplish for his country or the world what Franklin did in any of the several stages of his versatile career. Though holding office for more than half of his life, the office always sought Franklin, not Franklin the office. When sent to England as the agent of the colony, he withdrew from business with the modest competence judiciously invested mostly in real estate. He never seems to have given a thought to its increase. Frugal in his habits, simple in his tastes, wise in his indulgences, he died with a fortune neither too large nor too small for his fame as a citizen or a patriot. For teaching frugality and economy to the colonist, when frugality and economy were indispensable to the conservation of their independence and manhood, he has been sneered at as the teacher of a candle and saving philosophy, and his Poor Richard has a collection of recipes for laying up treasures on earth rather than in heaven. Franklin never taught, either by precept or example, to lay up treasures on earth. He taught the virtues of industry, thrift, and economy, as the virtues supremely important in his time, to keep people out of debt and to provide the means of educating and dignifying society. He never countenanced the accumulation of wealth for its own sake, but for its uses, its prompt convertibility into social comforts and refinements. It would be difficult to name another man of any age to whom an ambition to accumulate wealth as an end could be imputed with less propriety. Though probably the most inventive genius of his age, and the Alexa, Volume 1, and thus indirectly the founder of many fortunes, he never asked a patent for any of his inventions or discoveries. Though one of the best writers of the English language that his country has yet produced, he never wrote a line for money after he withdrew from the calling by which he made a modest provision for his family. for the remaining half of his life, both at home and abroad. Though constantly operating upon public opinion by his pen, he never availed himself of a copyright or received a penny from any publisher or patron for any of these labors. In none of the public positions which he held, even when minister plenipotentiary, did his pay equal his expenditures. He was 3 years president of Pennsylvania after his return from France, and for his services declined to appropriate to his own use anything beyond his necessary expenditures for stationery, postage, and transportation. It is not by such methods that men justly incur the implied reproach of laying up treasures on earth, or of teaching a candle-end-saving philosophy. Alexa, Volume 4. Franklin courted fame no more than fortune. The best of his writings after his retirement from journalism he never gave to the press at all, not even his incomparable autobiography, which is still republished more frequently than any of the writings of Dickens or Thackeray. He always wrote for a larger purpose than mere personal gratification of any kind. Even his bagatelles and jeux d'esprit, read in the salons of Paris, though apparently intended for the eyes of a small circle, were inspired by a desire to make friends and create respect for the struggling people and the great cause he represented. Few, if any of them, got into print until many years after his decease. Alexa, Volume 4. Alexa, play some upbeat classical reading music.
Here's a mix for you on Amazon Music.
Franklin was from his youth up a leader, a lion in whatever circle he entered, whether in the printing house, the provincial assemblies, as agent in England, or as a courier in France. There was no one too eminent in science or literature on either side of the Atlantic to esteem his acquaintance a privilege. He was an honorary member of every important scientific association in the world, and in friendly correspondence with most of those who conferred upon those bodies any distinction, and all this by force of a personal, not to say planetary, attraction that no one brought within his sphere could long resist. Pretty much all of importance that we know of Franklin we gather from his private correspondence. His contemporaries wrote, or at least printed very little about him. Scarcely one of the multitude whose names he embalmed in his autobiography ever printed a line about him. All that we know of the latter half of his life, not covered by his autobiography, we owe almost exclusively to his private and official correspondence. Though reckoning, yeah, that's a pretty bold statement. Powerful statement. Impactful. Relevant. Which one? Pretty much all of importance that we know of Franklin we gather from his private correspondence. His contemporaries wrote, should we say public contemporaries? His contemporaries wrote, or at least printed very little about him. Scarcely one of the multitude whose names he embalmed in his autobiography ever printed a line about him. I agree. All that we know of the latter half of his life, not covered by his autobiography, we owe almost exclusively to his private and official correspondence. Though reckoning among his warm friends and correspondents such men as David Hume or Joseph Priestley, Dr. Pierce, Lord Kames, Lord Chatham, Dr. Fothergill, Peter Collinson, Edmund Burke, the Bishop of St. Asaph, and his gifted daughters, Voltaire, the habitués of the Helvetis Salon, the Marquise de Segur, the Count of Vergennes, his near neighbors de Chaumont and La Villard, the Marie of Passy. All that we can learn of his achievements and his conversation of his daily life from these or many other associates of only less prominence in the old world might be written on a single foolscap sheet, nor are we under much greater obligations to his American friends. It is to his own letters, and except his autobiography, he can hardly be said to have written anything in any other than the epistolary form, and that was written in the form of a letter to his son, William, and most of it only began to be published a quarter of a century after his death, and we must turn to learn how full of interest and importance to mankind was this last half century of his life. Beyond keeping copies of his correspondence, which his official character made a duty, as well as a necessity, he appears to have taken no precautions to ensure the posthumous fame to which his correspondence during that period was destined to contribute so much. Hence, all the biographies, and they are numberless, owe almost all their entire interest and value to his own pen, all so far as they are biographies and autobiographies, and for that reason it may be fairly said that all of them are interesting. It is also quite remarkable that Franklin's life was a continuous warfare. He had no personal enemies. His extraordinary and even intimate experience of every phase of human life, from the very lowest to the very highest, had made him so tolerant that he regarded differences of opinion and of his habits.
For retirement, and then there's
Alexa,
and fidelity.
Volume 1.
Make that transition and plan for whatever comes
Alexa,
next.
Volume 1. From the very lowest to the very highest, had made him so tolerant that he regarded differences of opinion and of habits much as he regarded the changes of the weather. Has good or bad for his purposes, but which, though he might sometimes deplore, he had no right to quarrel with or assume personal responsibility for. Reread what? From the top of that paragraph? Alrighty. It is also quite remarkable that though Franklin's life was a continuous warfare, he had no personal enemies. His extraordinary and even intimate experience of every phase of human life, from the very lowest to the very highest, had made him so tolerant that he regarded differences of opinion and of habits much as he regarded the changes of the weather. Has good or bad for his purposes, but which, though he might sometimes deplore, he had no right to quarrel with or assume personal responsibility for. Hence, he never said or did things personally offensive. The causes that he represented had enemies, for he was all his life a reformer. All men who are good for anything have such enemies. I have, as you observe, wrote Franklin to John Jay the year that he retired from the French mission. Some enemies in England, but they are my enemies as an American. I have also 2 or 3 in America who are my enemies as a minister, but I thank God there are not in the whole world any who are my enemies as a man. For by his grace, through a long life, I have been able so to conduct myself that there does not exist a human being who can justly say, Ben Franklin has wronged me. This, my friend, is in old age a comfortable reflection. You too have or may have your enemies, but let not that render you unhappy. If you make a right use of them, they will do you more good than harm. They point out to us our faults. They put us upon our guard and help us to live more correctly. Franklin's place in literature as a writer has not been generally appreciated, probably because with him writing was only a means, never an end. And his ends always dwarfed his means, however effective. Alexa, Volume 5. He wrote to persuade others, never to parade his literary skill. He never wrote a dull line and was never verbose. The longest production of his pen was his autobiography, written during the closing years of his life. Nearly all that he wrote besides was in the form of letters, which would hardly average 3 octavo pages in length, and yet whatever the subject he touched upon, he never left the impression of incompleteness or of inconclusiveness. Of him may be said, perhaps with as much propriety as of any other man, that he never said a word too soon, nor a word too late, nor a word too much. Tons of paper have been devoted to dissuasives from dueling, but the argument was never put more effectively than Franklin put it in these dozen lines of a letter to Mr. Percival, who had sent him a volume of literary moral dissertations. A gentleman in a coffee house desired another to sit further from him. Why so? Because you stink. That is an affront, and you must fight me. I will fight you if you insist upon it, but I do not see how that will mend the matter. For if you kill me, I shall stink too, and if I kill you, you will stink, if possible worse than at present. How can such miserable sinners as we are entertain so much pride as to conceive that every offense against our imagined honor merits death? These petty princes, in their opinion, would call that sovereign a tyrant who should put one of them to death for a little uncivil language. Though pointed at his sacred person, yet every one of them makes himself a judge in his own cause, condemns the offender without a jury, and undertakes himself to be the executioner. Someone wrote him that the people in England were abusing the Americans and speaking all manner of evil against them. Franklin replied that this was natural enough. They impute to us the evil they wished us. They are angry with us and speak all manner of evil to us, but we flourish notwithstanding. They put me in mind of a violent high church factor resident in Boston when I was a boy. He had bought upon speculation a Connecticut cargo of onions, which he flattered himself he might sell again to great profit, but the price fell, and they lay upon his hands. He was heartily vexed with his bargain, especially when he observed they began to grow in his store he had filled with them. He showed them one day to a friend. Here they are, said he, and they are growing too. I damn them every day, but I think they are like the Presbyterians. The more I curse them, the more they grow. Mr. Jefferson tells us that Franklin was sitting by his side in the convention while the delegates were picking his famous Declaration of Independence to pieces, and seeing how Jefferson was squirming under their mutilations, comforted him with the following story, the rare excellence of which has given it a currency, which has long since worn off novelty. I have made it a rule, said he, whenever in my power, to avoid becoming the draftsman of papers to be reviewed by a public body. I took my lesson from an incident, which I will relate to you. We'll pause there on page 75. You're welcome. Well, this is running out of space. Yeah, I gotta get my shake out of the freezer too. It's probably really frozen. Yeah, because I just kept it a shake. I didn't put any fruit and stuff. I was trying to cut back on the sugar a little bit. I know it doesn't have a lot, but frozen fruit does have, say, 15 to 20 carbs per about quarter cup, depending on what kind of fruit it is, but that's about the average range, I'd say. Yeah, and I usually put about a half a cup, so that does save quite. It's natural sugar, granted, but I just thought I'd cut back a little bit on that today. You're welcome. Yeah, we'll do a little bit more reading later. Alexa, play music from 1985.
Play music from 1985.
Ooh, it's perfect. Yeah, just a normal kind of protein powder I get with the silk and soy milk. I mix the chocolate and regular. A little bit of creatine. Yeah, so I use the agave. I used a little bit of agave in it. So that is sugar. It's a different kind of sugar. And they're both natural sugars, right? I like to see the difference.
It just dropped in there after I got the.
But it was high enough that it could stand up underneath the body, you know what I mean? So let's say the body was this bad, bucket was able to fit underneath there. That was high enough for the bucket to fit there. Or would it have to be unsized?
That's cool.
This morning.
On June 25th, 2026. On June 25th, 2026, officers on foot patrol observed two men get into a physical altercation outside a bar.
Right now, get 0% finance for 5 years on home equity.
You don't seem like a guy who's easily intimidated. No, stay here. Don't come close. We're right here. What's your name, pal? Mike? This might be one of the craziest first minutes all time, bro.